December, your return will be 68%. Just 8 months. 68%. Okay, but of course, it doesn't happen all the time, yeah? I'm just telling you, these are some of the successful. Of course, there are also failures. Okay, this one you all should know. This is a big thing, you know, the virtual reality that people put, and then, you know, as if they are in another world. Okay, this is called Oculus. This company is called Oculus Rift. So in 2012, they raised 2.5 million from 9,000 over investors. 9,000 investors. So it can be as low as 1,000. Okay, so if you have 1,000, you put in 1,000, you are part of that 9,000. And guess what? In 2 years' time, who did they sell this Oculus Rift to? Facebook. And guess what also? How much did they sell to? $2 billion US dollars. Okay, so if you invested, we didn't know what's the valuation of, because they didn't disclose. But I'm pretty sure if you were to invest back in 2012, you will make a very, very high return. Okay. And then next one is Cruise, raised 100,000 and then acquired by GM, General Motors, for how much? 1 billion. Okay, so crowdfunding does work. Okay, maybe not so much in Malaysia yet, but it does work. Okay, in US and in Europe. Okay, you look at the kind of valuation. Okay, any questions here on crowdfunding? No? Okay. Okay, some crowdfunding statistics. So lending is the biggest. Okay, this is back in 2014. 11.08 billion. Okay, and guess this 11.08, the most come from, this lending came from China. Okay, because China, the lending is a very, very big market. Extremely big. Okay, in fact, 11 billion is 2014, right? I think the latest stats will probably be, I don't know, 20, 30 billion. Okay, that kind of market size. Then followed by equity, followed by donation and rewards, and then equity, and then hybrid and royalty. Okay, so real estate, since we are talking about real estate, most active categories that come up on a crowdfunding platform is real estate. One of them is real estate, which is 6.25%. Okay, so about 1 billion in terms of the amount raised. Okay. So real estate crowdfunding in Malaysia. Okay, you will be interested to know. Okay, these are some of the things that I've done in Malaysia before. Okay, but we cannot do too much because of the limitation. So Antiscrowd, anyone heard of Antiscrowd? Okay, it's big in Singapore. Okay, it's a Singapore company, and they raised 300,000 ringgit. Okay, and how they do it is it's a profit sharing. So when you put money into a property, you don't own the shares in the company, but if the property is sold, you share the profit of the sale of the property. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So you don't own shares; you just own the right over the profit of the sale. If the property is not sold, then the property will be rented out. So when the property is rented out, you will still get some profit, not much, but still get a profit, and then you get a share of that profit. Okay, that's how they structured this whole thing. Okay, and this was done by Etis. Then another one is Keys. Okay, remember there was a flood. Okay, in Pahang, I think a few years back. So they needed the funds very quickly, all right, to build the houses for those flood victims. So what they did was they do a crowdfunding as well. Okay, so they managed to raise 100,000 within a very short time, and then with that 100,000, they built those houses for the flood victims within 3.5 months. Okay, so those who contributed to that crowdfunding, they also share in their profits. Okay, so it's not like donation. It's like you donate and then, okay, you know, my heart goes for you, so I just donate. It's not. You put in money, you want to help the flood victims, but at the same time, you will also get a return. Okay, and the return is 16% of the projected profit. Okay, so this is much better than if you were to invest in a public listed stock in a property. Okay. Any questions here? Okay, other real estate crowdfunding in Colombia, they raised 170 million, more than 3,000 investors, okay, to build this Bagaimana in Colombia. Then in UK, they also raised 645,000 pounds. So how many investors? 839 investors. Okay, and then they also raised for hotel resort Carlton crowdfund in US. Okay, so why people put in money to all this? Okay, one of course is for returns. Another reason is people want to be part of this hotel. Okay, you can go out and tell your friends, say, I actually own part of this hotel. You know, even though it can be very small, it can be 1% or 2%, or it can be 4.5%. But you have a very proud feeling that you're part of this. Okay, so that appeals to a lot of people. Okay, so that's why crowdfunding can be very powerful, because it's not just the money, it's not just the return, but it's also the emotions. Okay. Then civic. Okay, civic is more of you want to do something good for the community. Okay, so you have a Manhattan underground park. They receive 223,000 via Kickstarter. Okay, so what happened was, the underground park, it was in a bad shape. Okay, so they appeal to all the people who are staying around Manhattan or even outside Manhattan. Hey, something has to be done with our park here. Please contribute. So they managed to raise 223,000. Okay, so those people who contribute to this park, they get a sense of joy, they get a sense of ownership. And then when they go to the park, they can tell their friends, hey, I'm part owner of this park. Okay, and then you have playground, you have whole line urban park and playground. Okay, so this is an idea. I don't think it's tested in Malaysia yet, but it's an idea. When you have a playground, when you have space where you want to build a community center, but there's not enough funds. So you go to the crowd, right? Instead of going to the banks, which can tell you banks not going to lend if they don't see the cash flow. You can go to grants, but there are not a lot of grants available. So how? So crowdfunding is a very good alternative to get you the money, so that you develop something to benefit the community, right? So you just imagine if you are in a taman, okay, you stay in a taman, some taman perumahan, you could have 500 residents or 1,000. Each of them, let's say, just contribute 1,000 or 2,000. You can raise a lot of money, right? You can raise a million, a 2 million or 3 million. Just one house contribute 1,000. And with 1 or 2 million, you can do a lot of things to build a community center. Right? Does that sound logical? Right? And the community center, who is it for? It's for the people around the taman. So what you are contributing, that 1,000, it's not like, say, the money is thrown away. No, it's for the community, and everybody benefits from it. Okay? But the key is, everybody got to contribute, or at least a lot of people got to contribute, because if it's just 10 people, then forget it. 1,000, you need to raise 10,000, right? But if it's 1,000 people contributing, just 1,000, you can raise 1 million. And with 1 million, you can do a lot of things, to help the community. That is the concept behind crowdfunding. Okay, so this is to show you what are some of the criteria, the requirements for issuer. Issuer here means the company that wants to raise money. Okay, the company that wants to have money. So only locally incorporated private company. So only Sdn Berhad can do this crowdfunding. It cannot be a Berhad, it cannot be a partnership, it cannot be a society. It has to be a Sdn Berhad. And then the company can only raise up to 3 million for the first 12 months. Okay, only 3 million. Then after the 12 months, another 2 million. So altogether 5 million altogether. Okay, and this is the problem. This is the problem where we already bring up to SC that with 5 million, it is very hard for property developers to do anything. Property developer at 5 million is nothing to them, right? They come to see me and they say, hey, can I raise more? Can I raise 20, 15 million? I say, sorry, this is the guideline. Okay, so we have to be creative, like just now I mentioned about the assignment of profit, You have to be creative to go around it, but this is a guideline for equity crowdfunding. And then those companies that cannot, if the company has a paid up share capital of more than 5 million ringgit, cannot. Okay, so, and public listed company also cannot. Yeah, cannot raise the money. Investor category. First one is the retail investor, maximum 5,000 per issuer. So if you see a company on our platform or other platforms, you see one company, you like it, you can only invest up to 5,000. Okay, so if you like a company, you can only invest up to 5,000, right? And then within a 12-month period, you can only invest up to 50,000 ringgit. Okay, the reason is, if you lose, you need to lose 5,000 in one company. Because the risk of investing in this company is definitely higher. If you compare to, you invest in a listed company in Bursa, right? If you go see some of the companies in Bursa, you invest, okay, the company is not going to go bankrupt, okay, the next day. But these kind of companies may, because it's Sdn Bhd, some of them are very, they just start the business. So the risk of the company not doing well is very high. Okay, so SC, Securities Commission, want to protect the retail investors so that when you lose 5,000 or you lose 50,000. Okay, then you have the next category, angel investor. Okay, if you heard of this Malaysian Business Angel Network, this is under Cradle Fund. You heard of Cradle Fund? Okay, so Cradle Fund is a government body under MOF, set up to help startups, the early stage kind of companies. So if you're a member, and how you become a member, you must have net asset exceeding 3 million, gross annual income exceeding 180,000 ringgit, together with your spouse, your istri or your swami, 250,000. Then you qualify as an angel investor. If you're an angel investor, you actually have tax exemption. Okay, some of you may not know. Okay, if you invest in some of these companies, you can claim tax exemption up to 500,000 in a year. Okay, so if you're an angel, you can invest maximum of 500,000 within a 12-month period. Okay, the next category, which is the last one, this is the highest category. Yeah, it's called sophisticated investor. Okay, and how you become a sophisticated investor? Joint asset, net joint asset with spouse exceeding RM 3 million, and then gross annual income exceeding 300,000, together with the spouse 400,000 ringgit. Okay, then you qualify as a sophisticated investor. And then if you're a corporate, means a company can also invest. You just need to show that your net asset exceeds RM 10 million. Then if you're a sophisticated investor, you can invest unlimited amount. So you like a company so much, right, and you have, let's say the company won 500,000, let's say, and you like the company so much and you have 500,000, you can put your whole 500,000 into that company. You can do that. Okay, but of course I advise you don't, right, because you have to spread the risk. But we do have some, when we raise money for some companies, these are some of the sophisticated investors, they actually put in 500,000, and we wanted to raise about 1.5 million. So we actually found 3 investors who put in 500 into that one company. Okay, so there are people like that. Okay, any questions? Okay, maybe this question will run through your mind. Wow, like that I need to show, I need to show you my wealth, my net assets. Okay, no. All you need to do is to you go to our website, we will ask you whether you fall under any of this category. Then you just take and declare. Means it's a self-declaration. You declare. So we are not going to check. Okay, I'm going to say, hey, show me your property or all your net assets. Show me that you will add up to 3 million. We won't do that. Okay, you just take. Okay, and then some some points about our successful deals. Okay, so we have done 8 successful campaigns, okay, so far. So the first one, maybe I go through very quickly. The first one is Dengan. This is a biogas company. Okay, this company, what it does is it convert palm oil mill effluent. Okay, I don't say it in Malay, but the waste, the palm oil sisa, you know, the waste convert into methane, and then the methane will generate electricity, and they will sell the electricity to TNB. Okay, so that's what they do. Second is Dengan. Dengan is an online education agency platform. So it's a tech company. It connects students with universities using a platform to do that. The third one is Polyseed. Polyseed is a biodegradable plastic manufacturer and distributor. Okay, just recently, 1st January, right? FT just declared that it's all the plastic bags all got to be biodegradable. You know that, right? Yeah. So they are the ones who supply these plastic bags and the plastic products, biodegradable. Fourth one, Fruity King. Fruity King is a ice cream manufacturer. Okay, and it's not just ice cream; it has tropical fruits in the ice cream. So when you eat let's say a durian ice cream, you can actually feel like you're eating durian. Okay, so they have this formula to do it. Then the next one we listed was Mamam Delivery. It's a food delivery company. Okay, so let's say you get so bored with the food here in the cafeteria or around here. You say, yeah, but I'm too lazy to drive out. So you could call and order the food and it will be sent to you. Okay, and the food is cooked in a central kitchen. Okay, it's not a food panda. You heard of food panda? Yeah, so food panda is like, let's say you want to eat what? Yes, some famous restaurant, let's say Madam Kwan or what, and you want to order from Madam Kwan. So Food Panda will bring the food from Madam Kwan to you. This one, they cook themselves. So they have their own menu. Okay, and it's Malaysian dishes, not Western, Malaysian dishes. Malaysian, Thai, and some Chinese dishes. Then next is Time We. Time We is a very interesting concept. It's buying and selling time, right? Now all of us are very busy, right? But not everyone is busy. So some people may have time to sell. Okay, so let's say you're so busy, you need someone to queue up for you. Let's say to get something, to get a form or to do some application. So you can actually buy that person's time. So you just list up and say, hey, I want someone to take a document for me. I pay you 20 ringgit. Who is interested to take it? So you just go to the platform and say, okay, I'll do it. Take. Then once you deliver, means once you perform the service, they will pay you 20 ringgit. So it's buying and selling time. Okay. And then Remax. Okay, Remax is a real estate property agency. You heard of Brickfield before? Brickfield, right? Brickfield is very famous local real estate agency in Malaysia. Remax is the biggest company in US. Okay, so they are coming in and they want to be another property agency in Malaysia. Okay. So we have raised 8 successful. We have successfully closed 8 campaigns, and we have raised 4.5 million. And then in all these sectors I mentioned to you. So in total, we have 3 non-tech SMEs, 4 tech startups, and then 1 real estate. Okay. Then there's one more, Vimo. Sorry, I missed out Vimo. Vimo is a instant booking platform. Okay, let's say you want to hold an event, maybe even this, maybe next time you may not want to hold it here, you want to hold it in a restaurant or cafe. You can go to the platform and you can book instantly. Okay, and nowadays the trend is this: when you weddings, right? When you go for weddings, people, the younger ones are the Gen Ys. Yeah, the Gen Ys. They don't want to hold it in the hotel anymore because hotel is so boring. Okay, because their parents probably got married in the same hotel 20, 30 years ago, it still looks the same. Okay, so now they want to hold it in gardens, they want to hold it in cafe, restaurant. This is a trend now. So they have all this listing of the different menus for people to book. Okay, And something for you all to know as well, this is our coming soon. What this company does is it produces tissue culture seeds. Okay, agriculture, I can tell you many months ago, I always think agriculture is a dead sector. Okay, I don't think can make money and it's not exciting. But when I got to know about this company and what they do, I think agriculture can make a lot of money. It can, okay, and it's not just the local market, but the export market as well. So we are putting out, and they want to raise $500,000. Okay, and we're going to go live on our platform in 2 weeks' time. Okay. So, as a conclusion, why crowd fund and why us crowd plus? Firstly, we are regulated and licensed platform. Okay, so we are not any other platform out there in the market. We are licensed by Securities Commission. Okay, publicity and media exposure. So a lot of companies, when they go up on our platform, we will blast out to hundreds and thousands of people. Remember the earlier part I said, instead of you going out there approaching one by one, I need to raise money, I need money. You cannot do that, okay, it's just not practical. But with the platform, you can blast out, you can tell the world, really, not just Malaysia, we can tell the world that this company is looking for money, are you interested to invest? Okay, and you will get a publicity. And all those companies that I showed you just now, the successful companies, right, their business has all gone up because of this crowdfunding. Why? Because people know more about this company. Just like Mamam. Okay, I should have shown the stats here. I could see the sales after they have finished the campaign, right? It really it went up because more and more people know. They appeared in the newspaper, they appeared in TV, on radio. VC methodology and regional presence, okay, because when we evaluate companies, we evaluate from the venture capital point of view. And then post-investment reporting, after you have invested in a company, every quarter, the company will give you a report to tell you the progress of the company. That is very important, okay, because you need to know how the company is doing after you put in money. Even though you put in very small, 3,000, 2,000, you still need to know, right? You still want to know how the company is doing. Okay, so we make it mandatory. And then collaboration with ecosystem partners. We are collaborating like today with the ministry, we collaborate with Cradle Fund, we collaborate with MDAC, Magic, agency, Inovasi Malaysia, all the different parties, we come together and then we make it successful. That is the only way it can work. Okay, because we have all the different players in the ecosystem, we need to come and work together. Alright? And that's it. Ada masa lagi kan? Yes. How about the what? The risk. The risk for the investors, right? Investors, yeah? Okay. Different company got different structure. Some company, you as the investor, right? You can sell back to the owners, but at a certain price. Okay, so some companies do that. Some companies don't. Some companies is, I take your money. If something happens to a company, sorry, you share the same risk with me. Means you lose your investment. Remember, this is not a bank. It is not a bank. A bank will say that, okay, you lose the money, never mind, there's security, right? If there's property, I sell the property, then I give you back whatever I can get from the property. But it's not. This is not. This is equity. So it's just like you invest in a Bursa company. If the company, something goes right in the company, right, you don't get anything back. You don't. So it's something like this. As I said, the risk is definitely very tinggi compared to the Bursa risk. Okay, but I'm not asking you to put, as I said, $500,000 or 100,000. It's as low as 5,000 sometimes, or even 1,000. And I think, sometimes you can afford to take that risk to lose that 1,000. Okay, so in finance, if higher risk means what? Higher returns. Yes. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's a bet, I don't like to use the word bet, but bet in a positive way, okay? Because bet is like you just close your eyes, right, and then you just hope, that, the dice will come out, or the card will come out nice. This one, all the information about the company is in our website. So you read, and then you decide. So it's not really a bet, right? It's a calculated, I would say, a calculated bet. That you read the information, you look at this company and say, I like this company, I buy the food before, like the mama. I like the food and I think it can work in Malaysia because traffic jam is so bad, people don't want to travel, parking is so expensive, blah, 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 so people are going to order the food online. So okay, I put in 1,000. Right? So it's something that you understand, and you put in. Yes?
What is the charges?
Okay, we base on successful funding, 6 to 7% of that funding raise. Let's say the company raised 500,000, is the 6 to 7% of that 500,000. That's all. We don't have any milestone fees, any upfront fees. It's purely what we call success basis fee.
What are the next how many?
We have close to 2,000 now users. Yeah, 2,000. Of course, we are trying to build. All the companies that we have put up, those who have promised a return are all yearly. Yeah, usually it's yearly. Yeah, as I said, because we are not a loan. Loan, yeah, sometimes you get quarterly and half yearly, right? But for equity, it's like dividends, so it's yearly. Yeah.
So the customer will be notified by the statement?
Yes, the company will notify you. Means once the dividend is out, we have 3 companies that we put up, right? That will give the investors 6% per annum for 3 years. Yeah, so to me that's better than FD for sure. But of course, you keep your fingers crossed that the company don't close. If the company is closed, then you won't get your 6%. But if companies don't close, you get your 6%, right? Hey, better than FD, And you put 5,000 only. I mean, the lowest amount is 5,000. Sorry, say again? Possible, sorry. Oh, you mean the possible returns? Okay, 6% is the fixed return, okay? But we always have a strategy, okay? And this is come from my experience, because I come from investment line before. We invest, let's say, a company that is valued at 3 million. 3 million, valuation means the whole company is valued at 3 million. And in 3 years' time, right, I can tell you, if the plan, everything goes according to plan, right, it is not impossible to achieve 10 times. Means from 3 million, right, the valuation can go to 30 million. It is not impossible. Yeah, so the good thing, as I said, the good thing of you investing in these kind of companies is you're going in early, right? Because when you go in early, your valuation is low. Of course, I said the risk is high, but the valuation is low. So the chance of the company valuation going high up, right, higher, is much better. Now, you compare to a Bursa company, right, a Bursa listed company, you cannot make a lot. Okay, unless you talk about speculation, but don't talk about speculation. I know people sometimes tend to drive up the price. That's fake. Okay, but if you want to look at the fundamental value of the company in a Bursa company, Bursa listed company, you won't be able to make much because the price already reflected, any potential gains. Okay, but for a private company, because you're going in early, and most of our companies all value at 1 to 3 million, the kind of valuation, sometimes 8, 10 million, depending on how big they are. But it's a very low valuation. So therefore, your returns after 3 years, right, is a lot. Potentially can be very high.
Another question is this, certified bank,
No, securities commission. Because this one is saham. So saham comes under Suruhanjaya Security. Yeah, not Bank Negara. Bank Negara is the deposit. So we are not collecting deposit. We are helping you invest. So that's all. If I'll be around if you have any questions.
One back.
When the company, and give you all the plan, do you change the plan or you just have to take all the plan and put it over?
Okay, honest answer is yes, we change. We change, okay, because companies that come and see us, because they are all very young, very new. Most of them, I don't say all, most of them. So we help them refine and make it better. Okay, make it easier for people to understand what the company is all about and what the business is all about. Yes, we do. Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to Mr. Bryan Chung. Thank you for sharing the very informative tips for us, and I hope we could be a very successful developer with a capital of 5,000 ringgit. And terima kasih banyak-banyak kepada kehadiran tuan-tuan dan puan-puan pada hari ini. Sebagai token of appreciation, kita minta mempersilakan Cik Izzuan Mustamim selaku menjalankan tugas pengarah di I-KPKT untuk menyampaikan sijil penghargaan kepada Mr. Bryan. Okay, boleh kita tepuk sebagai tanda terima kasih. Dan juga bagi pihak I-KPKT, kami mengucapkan setinggi terima kasih atas kehadiran tuan-tuan dan puan-puan pada hari ini. Jemputlah makan McDonald tersebut, dan bulan depan kita ada lagi sesi yang dengan topik-topik yang lebih menarik. Kita jemput semua lagi datang. Terima kasih atas kesetiaan tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sehingga ke saat ini.